Okay, everybody, welcome to the ironCast 7. Today we want to inform you about the ongoing things in and around our H1Z1 department, especially H1Z1 today. So at the moment this department is in a pretty good state in terms of members. We got a lot of new members at the moment. We got a lot of activity. We have ups and downs, problems and good things, but a lot of fun in the end. And especially today we want to go into those things and just discuss in an open group here with the people we have about those things. I'm Ryan Naris, I'm your host today. We have Doomside here, Gunham, Bird, What Viking, Chronicle, just joined the outfit as a full member, so congratulations here, Chronicle.
Congrats.
We have Dexter today here, Llama, Peter Dingo, and our trial Johanna. So welcome everybody to this group of discussion today, and we will directly start with the point of responsibility. Maybe Doomside, can you toss some words into that?
Yeah, it's just a quick note to everybody, the new people, the trialists, the members already, just to maybe, take a bit more responsibility in the outfit, help people out, some of the new trials with tasks and what we're doing and kind of keep them informed. We're just looking for more responsible guys, to take a bit more responsibility. There's a lot of people who are doing it at the minute, which is good, and I see it. And just a heads up on that, really. We're just looking for people who shine, really. That's what we're looking for. People who can actually do what's needed to be done to keep it all together and keep everyone happy, playing together as a team. And yeah, that's basically all I've got to say on that one, really.
Yeah. So basically we have this structure. You can read it on the website where we have some kind of ranks. Those ranks and the tier states are basically intentional, which means what you want to be here in this community, that you can be. It's pretty easy. So if you want to go and someday more for the management stuff, for example, to take responsibility in the complete community, you can just do that by telling one of the commanders that you are interested into. Then we can talk about that. This is no big deal. We're just looking for people who are willing to do that. So
yeah.
There is no big requirement here. It's just a personal thing. So if we think you can do that, you will get the patch, and we just then expect a little bit more of responsibility.
Yeah, it's good to share the responsibility between us all. It kind of takes the burden off.
We are depending on this type of responsibility, that people brings the content, organizes the content, and all this stuff.
Organising, the forums, events, things to do, people's ideas. We all have different opinions on what to do and what should we do and what's best for everybody. And it's good to have people step up and show themselves, stand forward. It's not that scary.
Yeah, we have at the moment way too less officers here in the outfit.
Yeah.
So call in. We need more. We have a lot of representative members, which is basically the highest rank below the officer. But on some point, especially when it goes into management stuff, so what are we going to do in the evening? How is it organized to get as many people motivated as possible in Teamspeak of the complete community to play H1Z1 on that day? We need those people more stepping forward and saying, okay, we want to do this. We know we have those people here, but sometimes they are pretty quiet because not everyone is willing to do all the day taking care of others. I don't want to do this every day as well, but most of the time I have to. So this is a little bit my begging to others to step a little forward and take over the wheel on some points. Doomside is thinking the same direction, I think, and maybe the other officers as well. So step forward if you're interested into. We are really looking forward for it.
Yeah.
Okay. This is this is it about the responsibility. Now we're going into a little discussion with everyone, inviting everyone to our new upcoming problem. Maybe some of the guys who just realized what happens today, because I was not there we just built a base today, or for a day before on Dragon Lake. There was an incident. Maybe Lama or Peter, one of you guys can, or you both, can you tell something about what happened there?
Llama.
I knew that was coming. Yeah, it's well, obviously I got on this morning to speak to Zegon. He informed me after I saw the black hole in the base that base had been raided. I could still get through the door, so I thought it was a bit suspicious straight away. The only door that was missing was to the ammo room. And the ammo was gone. Nothing else. Everything remained intact. Food, drink, medical, building supplies, that was all still there. We rebuilt the door. We started to build a few other things around the area. Went for a run myself. I think it was Doom and Peter. Came back 10 minutes later, and there were two guys waiting outside the front door for us. Killed all three of us. I'm not 100% sure whether it was legitimate kills, but I'm going to say no. But as soon as we got back to the base and they'd disappeared, exactly the same thing had happened. Our front doors were still intact. The only door that was missing was the ammo room door again.
Yeah.
And exactly the same thing had happened. All the ammo gone. The repair kits were even left in it again, and everything else was left. They were caught in the act. So hopefully
and
the
I have
devs.
Yeah, I have screenshots which I'm going to post and stuff. And obviously we reported them because it was one hit kill with the AR again on everybody. I think, as far as I know.
Yeah.
Not me though, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought we'd be okay going to Dragon Lake, but maybe we stirred up a hornet's nest by going a bit too close to the Ranchito area, where I do believe it's hack haven.
Yeah.
You know, we do go into Ranchito a lot and die suspiciously quite a lot. We had it yesterday. A few of us all died, and it was just all a little bit strange that these people saw us coming from behind walls. So yeah, I think maybe it was the wrong decision, even though I was 100% with that decision. I thought that was the best decision. You know, we're not perfect. I'm certainly not perfect.
It's not about.
It's a joint decision. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody decided that at the time. You know, it was a bit of a rush. We'd lost a base on the hill, really. You know, it wasn't secure, and it was like, what do we do? We all had a vote, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
it seemed the best solution at the time, I suppose.
It's obviously a busy area for players back and forth PV to Ranchito. I know we have that on the hill, but the thing with the hill is it's a little bit more imposing because it's on a hill. It kind of sticks up there and it says, you know, we can see you coming from all these angles. And you know, the original raid there was a glitch. It wasn't a hack attack. So you know, we can fight against glitches easy. You know, we can do something under the base to stop people getting under there. You know, there are things we can do. And obviously, even if they get up into the thing, they can still blow off the doors. So I don't know. Do we need a new base, or do we try and fortify the one on the hill?
That's a good question.
I think the Dragon Lake base is everyone is okay with that when we say it's gone now.
Yes.
It's basically never finished, and we will never finish it because
they will come back every day.
Yeah, I think you know, it could function as a decent decoy base. Just keep replacing the doors any time we can. Let them blow doors off. But you know,
we didn't have a hack attack on the hill base.
No.
Which is the thought. We might rebuild that base because we didn't really have a hack attack. We had glitch attack.
Yeah,
and we can work around the glitches.
Yeah, we could re-secure it, or like what we've been thinking is we could, you know, go to the outskirts of the map somewhere. It's pretty secluded. You don't have much traffic. The only problem with that is getting back into the action for some people. The tier 3 guys, stuff like that, you know.
Even the tier 2 ones.
Yeah, even the tier 2 ones, you know, if you're in the middle of the woods, west on the edge of the map, it's great because nobody comes up there, so you don't get much bother, hackers wise and traffic. But the problem is getting to where you want to be, to loot, you know, stuff like that. You've got to weigh up the odds.
It's about a 10 minutes walk to Pleasant Valley.
Yeah, that's it.
And
so
it's about 2 minutes to Ranchito, and as we already mentioned, Ranchito at the moment is a pretty dangerous place. So it's okay, in my opinion. So I had the idea to go north again. So because of it's a little bit nostalgic, I think. I really love the base which we had in the first 3 weeks.
yeah, it worked. It worked really well. Yeah.
It was unveiled. It was revealed. No, it was basically not found by any other player for 2 weeks in the time. And I think, for example, I know I'm pretty nasty with those hackers on ironCast. I always mention hackers on ironCast, but hackers will not really find this base because it's so far away. They don't patrol there and look for bases in the center of the map, next to a town. Those are spots where everyone is looking at, so everyone is running past it because everyone is running in a triangle between those three cities, you know, and try to get where the crowd is, let's say. And personally, I would like to have a base which is a little bit aside, just to have like some kind of home where you can store your stuff, where you can be with your group, where you can take a rest, and don't get any problems with being hacked, glitched.
Yeah.
It's okay when you've been raided, or you know, if someone is coming to you and attack you, that can be great fun, but not if you have the feeling that it's just supernatural what happens there against you. You know, that's just my opinion there. So I think the question to everyone now who's attending is, in what direction generally do we want to develop our group? Do we want to stay where we are, fortify it, rebuild it, think about how we can do better, or is anyone willing to say, okay, this middle base is gone for me because of the glitches before, Dragon Lake is gone for me, we need something new? So just asking now towards everyone, especially maybe the new ones as well, so including you a little bit, because your intention was more on the newer base, you know, you didn't get everything what we did in the past. So everyone, what is your idea here?
I have a question.
Yeah.
For how long did we have the hill base? How long did we have it?
1.5 to 2 weeks. Since server wipe, basically.
Yeah, I think that's actually a fairly good stat for a base up on a hill with 4 platforms without getting hacked.
Strange counters in those games.
Isn't there any way to secure it from the downside that
Yes.
no one can get down there, like barricades or something like that?
Well, we
around?
tried with bungees, but the bungees
No.
were blown up. I don't know how or why, but
Well,
even
Yeah, but
if the
punches
bungees
are
there,
not damaging vehicles anymore.
they don't help us a lot, and the
They will
barbed
not help
wire-
us. It's more like buildings or barricades or something like that. Isn't there any way?
There is a solution to make people not glitch into our base. It is a quite big one, but it is doable. And Llama has the knowledge.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as to say I've got any knowledge, but I've got an idea. The underneath of the base, we can stop people from getting underneath it, but we have to, build a lot of storage containers. There are parts where you can jump over, but again, we just need to kind of build certain things. Pungies are useless to a point. They're great for slowing down Zeds, but they don't slow down people. Barbed wire again, it can be easily blown.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are other things, storage containers, even workbenches. I've seen a couple of bases around where they've literally put workbenches around the underneath and lined them all the way in. Now, yes, they take damage, but you've got to put down a lot of biofuel just to start attacking them. I don't know whether people are going to want to waste all that biofuel just to get underneath the base. I've not tried glitching up through and seeing if you were to say line the floor, the whole floor of your shack, for instance, with storage containers. I don't know if you can jump up through the storage containers as well. I know you can jump up through the floor, but can you pierce the containers?
The problem on the basis we have on the hill is the hill is so, let's say, not flat.
Yeah.
And so it's a little bit steep there. So the platforms, the deck foundations are pretty low.
Yeah, they are.
This is a general issue. So they are not meant to be so low. I think this is one part that our base is so easily glitched.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah, but there are ways. I mean, I've been on today, and after all this happened, I put a few storage containers together after farming some stuff, and I've lined some across the very northern of the 4 platforms. And me and Peter were trying to get under it, but we couldn't. The further you go north along it, it does get a bit taller, which means people would be able to just jump over. They would just be able to jump over the storage containers, but if you put a couple of things behind it as well, so you got your storage container first and then put some workbenches behind, it just stops, you know, people being able to drive in. But then my other idea was, and this is going to sound completely insane, but I think Peter thought it was pretty good. At least I get one vote for it. Surround the entire base of the hill in shacks. Yes, they can be destroyed, but again, that's going to take an awful lot of biofuel or ethanol just to start. I think to actually destroy a shack, metal doors easy. Shacks not so easy. It would take 30 just to get rid of a shack. But
mission uglify our base, yeah.
Yeah, so basically around the perimeter of the whole hill, shacks all the way around. But then at the middle part of it, put in a tampered ground with a gate either side. So the only way you could get to our base is through gates. Unless you put a deck foundation behind the shacks, and then just jump the shacks. Well, I had another idea for that as well. A second line of them, just over jumping distance apart, and then between them, just place a shit ton of pungees down. So if they try and jump from one shack to another, they would fall down and they would land in pungees and they wouldn't be able to get out. Like a moat, basically.
But where? So basically for such a construction you need a lot of flat ground again.
Well, I think you could do it because shacks will go down anywhere, Ryan. It's you know, easy to put a wall of them all the way around the bottom of our mountain. You could just completely surround the whole place.
Yeah, it is possible.
But what's the
lot of
point
resources.
doing that? So okay, yeah, but
Because people wouldn't be able to drive in. The only people that would be able to drive in is at a certain point tampered land with our own walls and our own gates, and we could drive up to the front gate, drive up onto it, out the other side, and then up the hill. But nobody else could do it because they wouldn't have access through there. There was no way you could get on a car and glitch up through the bottom of the base. Yes, hackers, but you're never going to stop them. Doesn't matter where you build. I'm sorry, but they'll find shit.
So how much wood is one basic shack?
Like 6 metal sheets and
No.
so many wood.
No. Small shacks don't require any metal sheets. They require
Only wood.
wood, nails,
Brackets.
and brackets.
Oh, yeah.
And that's not too
I
bad.
think I worked it out
No,
that it
but-
was 3 scrap metal per shack.
By the way, it's not possible to place a ground temper down there.
Down where?
The base of the hill.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
at the,
yeah, but
at the down edge of the hill, it's not possible.
but there's all that flat land out there.
Yeah, but it does not work. The first edge, what was the first place which was possible, is basically our garage. I was testing it for some.
Well,
Couldn't we use that?
Yeah, just make the shacks lead there and just
Yeah.
make the gate the main entrance. So the gate from the vehicle.
You could put multiple gates all the way around, so you could use
Yeah.
sort of, the left side of it, the
Yeah.
river side of it.
Sounds like a Chinese wall somehow.
It's one big
Basically,
channel.
it's what it
It
is.
is a
I
wall,
like it.
yeah. It's a lot of resources. We'd have to
It's-
pull a finger out our asses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the small shacks, like I say, I think we worked it out earlier that it's 3 scrap metal per small shack. The wood is fucking easy.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
can have 10,000 wood in 2 hours if everybody gets a hatchet and just goes.
Yeah.
But at least you need to have some rows of those. It doesn't make sense to have only one row of those.
No,
shacks.
this is what I'm saying. So you build a second row, but what you would do is get someone to get on top of it, on top of the shack, run and jump, and where they land, that's where you place the second one, say 2 foot past it, so that if somebody tries to run along our wall and jump over to the next line of shacks, they would fall down into a pit of shit. Yeah, they would just hit punjies, and there's no way out. They would jump and jump and jump and jump, and there would be no way out for them. So they would have to die.
It will make normal players not go in.
I mean, it does give normal players that, oh fuck, we're not getting in there, guys. As I say, it won't stop hackers because they'll just fly into the sky over everything and then land where they want to land.
Yeah, and that leads us to the other topic, Llama, the storage rooms. Aside
What?
from the base ones.
Yeah, obviously the storage rooms. We kind of ran out of space, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then a few of us were pushed off to the southwestern thing, which was great because we had our stuff up there, and when we got raided, we were able to hand out ammo to everybody.
We have a lot of platforms, to be honest. If we all have them inside the perimeter, then we can split our stuff between of those double-doored bases.
Who built it all, Bub? Because I was looking around it before. I was talking to Peter at the same time, and I think in all our 4 shacks, not including the trial base, but the 4 shacks that are together, we could actually fit 12 more small shacks in there.
Yeah, we probably could. I left it open because I didn't want it to breach the next. When I first laid out the base, I didn't want the base to be breached into each compartment, and then we decided to join it together so we could go across the roofs and this, that, and the other. So yeah, if we did do it, we could knock things out and reset
because I
stuff.
think what you could do, obviously, there is this trust issue. I think there are a few people who might say, "Oh, I'm not too happy to share." I share with Friendly and Gunham, I believe. There's no problems there. I don't, everything's still in my containers. But if we had 12 more shacks, maybe even take the long shacks out that we've got in and replace them with small shacks, and have one central large shack for a central community. Everyone else can have their own shacks in a small amount, but don't put everything into one base, guys. Build a small shack somewhere down, like at the campsite, on the hill over the back, anywhere.
Yeah.
And just spread some of your stuff out, because if we get hit and everybody's stuff is in one place, we all lose it, and everybody loses morale. It just, fuck, here we go again.
That was what I meant with the bases, with double-walled bases we have around our 4 platforms. Those can be used. Those are ours. We can do what we want with them.
Yeah.
The fun thing about this is, if we get this huge base and this really wild defense system, people will look at it and they will think that the shacks around are empty. Just like we will. We will think the exact same. We see a huge base and we see shacks nearby. Well, these shacks are empty because there is a huge base right there.
I love psychological warfare.
Yeah, it's basically, the amount of shacks that you're going to have to cover that whole area, you're going to need 100 at least. So that's 100 decoys, basically. But the decoys are actually better off being the 4 platforms. Don't put all your stuff in there. Keep, 50 bullets in there. That's fine. But when we get a big raid like we did the last time when they glitched up and they blew all the doors, those guys must have fucking left our base just as happy as a pig in shit.
I think Daybreak Company will ban our community then, because we will definitely crash the server with that.
Yeah, well,
Could cause login problem.
Yeah,
I mean,
you have to
I'm
log out at the other side of the map.
Now, if you log out at your shack, maybe instead of logging out of the base.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is another thing to it. If you die in a raid, in an actual raid, a real raid, and you have to run to your base, you can't get in because it's being raided. But you can go to your shack where you have stuff, and you can start shooting at them again outside the base instead of you need to get into the base.
It never was meant to go into the base again while we are basically getting attacked. For that we had those satellite platforms. It's basically the same idea.
Yeah, same idea, yeah.
But
this is just one. This is one shack for all.
I'm happy to kind of take on the task. I mean, I spend a shit ton of time. I know a lot of you work. I don't. I look after my partner who's got a brain condition, and I do get to spend a lot of time here. So I'm quite happy to take up the task of starting the Great Wall of H1Z1.
So how do the others here on the channel think about that?
Yeah, I think it's a good idea, but we was actually planning this in the beginning, and it was shooting down pretty quick because people don't have a lot of ideas that you can log out, even if you are 500 meters from the base, you can log in and all that. That's my concern.
Yeah, well, we're going to get it because it's early access, so it's just one of them things we've got to deal with and try and find ways of getting in, logging on different servers, clearing caches,
Yeah, I mean, I get it when I'm in the 4 platforms. I do. I get it like 9 times out of 10 if there's a lot of people online.
But we've
Sorry.
Yeah. No, we've sort of learned from going elsewhere to log off now. Yeah,
I go either down to my shacks at the campsite, or I go to the southwest base. Again, this is another thing. More satellite bases. One on the southeast hill, we've got one on the southwest. We've got Nibbler's base. We could put another one up there somewhere. We could put one towards those new guys, and people could just run to them, log out, and then log in and run to the main base. It's not our fault that the game's screwed up at the moment.
Yeah, that's it.
They are saying they're working on it. It's all, according to Clegg, it's all down to the new character model, and it's not loading certain art correctly. I don't know what it all means. I'm not an expert. I think it's probably a bullshit excuse, but
It's easier to say this instead of we have huge problems with the actual
login system.
Yeah.
So maybe last but not least, the guys who are mostly staying in the base doing stuff, which is like Chronicle, Nibblers, Red. How is it with you guys? How do you think about that?
I think it will give us a good way of defending the main base if it comes under attack. I like the tactic of being around various points surrounding the base and firing in at attackers. It makes it difficult for them to escape without losing the vehicle or many of their players. So I think it's a good idea tactically.
Okay, cool. Anyone else wants to add something to the topic or to this idea in general? No? Okay. So I would say we go for a final decision then after this show. You will see it on the website, on the forums of course, so take a look on those forums, and I pretty much think we're going into this direction, to be honest. Sounds like a good plan, sounds like something which we did do before.
Yeah.
So, going somewhere on the edge of the map is an alternative we can do afterwards, but we never build up some kind of Chinese walls. let's call it the European war then. And,
Yeah.
yeah, that's, we built already so much stuff in the middle one, and it's not
Yeah.
completely destroyed. It's only one incident in those nearly 2 weeks now, or 2 weeks, and I think it should be worth to stay there because everyone was putting a lot of effort into those spaces. Chronicle was putting a lot of effort as a trial into this space. Members were doing that all the day, chopping locks, doing stuff, care about the group and stuff like that. So maybe give that one more try then. So final decision will follow after the show then, guys. Okay. So H1Z1 ups and downs. After the server wipe, we often have the phenomenon that everyone is returning to the game because it's suddenly so much fun. Everything is clear, everything is new, everything is fresh. There's no base around, and everything starts from the scratch again. So, and then after quite a while, it's getting a little bit more inactive for many people, and I just want to motivate you here with that to find new solutions as a group, creating own content, player-driven content, like we're doing now with this wall. We want to do as a group content, doing those evening runs like yesterday, or going for some kind of events. Going for an event, for example, on Friday night, where we basically going for this Friday night drinking platoon. This time in H1Z1. So we decided to do that in H1, and this player-driven content is pretty important for us to keep the motivation for everyone up in the game like H1Z1. We have enthusiasts like Llama, for example. He's providing a lot of input into the game, and he has a lot of endurance there, but others have this basically not that much, but like this game a lot. But many of us feel or have the feeling that they, in my opinion, reached all the content, experienced all the content, or the edges, the bounces, and you don't know exactly when you log in what you should do now. You don't want to go for salvage, you don't want to go for shooting and chopping logs. We have already 7 platforms, so suddenly the game doesn't really seems to provide good reason to do all those things over and over again. So exactly on this point we are at the moment. I just want to point that out of my experience now, after the 4th server wipe, or 3rd, I don't know, I can't remember, but there were those server wipes, and it's every time the same. So we need to provide this content as a group. It's not only the officers, not only commanders or some members. Everyone should put ideas into, try to do something. It's not about doing events or something like that. It's more about doing something in general. It's cool to stay together in the base and have some fun, have some small talk. It's good. It's like a community thing. But doing something from time to time and including everyone is pretty important. So motivate people to get into the game. We have a wonderful Steam group at the moment. So if you see someone in Steam who is basically not really playing at the moment, ask them and invite them into your group, into your Teamspeak channel. Understand yourself as a big group. Don't understand yourself as 5 subgroups playing together when the commander's coming online. Okay, so it is very important, in my opinion, that H1Z1 as a game within our community, Iron Eclipse, stays self-sufficient, and it only will stays that way when everyone is understanding that he needs to put something into this community. Don't wait for something to happen. Don't wait in any way. Try to go towards your group of people. Try to motivate the others to do something. I know it's not every day possible or whatever, but if everyone from time to time puts something like that into play, it will definitely boost our community. In times we need those boosts. Okay, we don't need them in the first week. There's so much to do after server wipe, but there's so much to do when we got raided for 1 or 2 days. But we need to have in those down times, and they will come, where one of or several of us might think, I don't want to log in today. I go for something else. Motivate those people to join us have fun with us, play with us. Okay, this is just something what I wanted to tell on that position. You know, it's a very social game. So social games like this are depending on their members of everyone. There's not only some who are providing content, it's everyone. Okay, so that's basically a very big point for me, very important. Okay, and now we're coming to our newer members. I always try to motivate people in our community to step a little bit forward, and now I want to motivate especially the newer people that joins our community by meeting in games, seeing us on some forums, maybe watching our videos on YouTube, I don't know. They're coming through a lot of channels into our group, and I just want to give them here a stage today to introduce themselves a little bit to our gaming community. So we have here today Chronicle and Joanna, who are basically the newest members we have. Not basically, but one of those. And we have Llama and Dexter Peter, Dingo. But those three guys were dominating the discussion already, so I will now give the word more to, I would say, Chronicle first. You were just joining as a member. So how was your intention of joining us? What was your experience when you first met our group and got into this trial tribute game?
Well, so where should I begin? So first, maybe it's really interesting for you other guys the reason why I joined the group. I've bought the game when it was released, but it was really annoying to walk around there all alone. Every time you meet a group of players, you get killed, even if you got nothing. It's really pissed me off. Then I don't play it a few. When did it released? I would say a few months. I didn't play it, and then I heard from Banshee that she was playing with you guys, and so she asked me, "Come on, play with us." After a few times she asked me that, I said, "Okay, I will give it a try." And then first meeting, okay, it was really interesting because it's a group of funny guys, and yeah, I think I would not say I was falling in love with you guys, but I really like you guys.
Oh,
You love us now, though, right?
Don't hurt Peter's feelings.
Some people.
Touchy.
Oh, he's got his favourites already.
Yeah. Right. And yeah, my I don't know what I should say.
Maybe something. It would be interesting for me how your let's say experience was with the trial tribute game. You know, you were just getting into this community. You know.
I think you will know.
Stuff, yeah?
I think you will know what I would say about the trial tribute game. At a few times, it's a little bit pissed me off, I must say, because it looks for me like I'm the only one of the trials who did something, and I thought, how could that be? All the other trials want to be a part of the community, and I'm the only one that really get some stuff together, and that's something I don't like.
Okay, I understand, but you know,
okay,
basically you are the only one who's active at the moment of your group when you were
and
you're the member.
Maybe it's a big reason of that I had free at the time I was joining the group. I don't have to work these days, so I got enough time to play and enough time to get the stuff together. But
really, we have to say, everyone which I was speaking to and telling how much stuff there was that you gathered by yourself, everyone was fucking impressed about that.
Yeah.
That was pretty good, man. Everyone was just saying, okay, how much did Chronicle gathered already? It was not how much did those trials gathered together. It was more how much did you do or had you do? Yeah, you know. And yeah, so thank you for that. And thank you for your honest words. And yeah, welcome to our group, and have fun with us in the future, man.
I hope so.
Try not to make you chop so many logs now.
What do you mean? We need shacks, man.
Oh yeah.
Get him working.
Right, everyone get on the logs.
After the time I get killed with a car when I was chopping trees, I don't like to chop trees again.
Yeah, fair dues.
Okay.
Just go and chop the trees now.
Okay, then second one is then Joanna or Rossing, sometimes Brossing. I don't know exactly, so maybe you can say some words about you and what your experience is with our group. I think you went in through the group led by Friendly.
I'm not sure that she's.
Let's not hear that story.
Yeah,
Oh, she's there.
No, this will be a good one.
Do we have some technical issues? I think so.
Joanna?
Next one.
The mic is open, but we don't hear anything.
Yeah, we don't hear you.
I guess she started to use push to talk and it's not working.
Okay, take it off push to talk whilst you're doing
I
this.
will
No,
cut
can
that
you hear
out,
me
so
now?
no worries.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah, I changed the headset.
Ah.
Okay, yeah, you guys handcuffed me,
Giggity.
and you guys killed me. And then I met one of you, like, 10 minutes after, and you bring me to you guys again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds like Peter's story.
Yeah.
Without
yeah.
handcuffs.
What?
How do you think it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, was
Fine,
right
I think.
like that. Yeah.
I'm not guilty. I wasn't there.
No, I know.
So maybe those guys can say something about that who were guilty about that. So Bird maybe. Bird can't.
It's Friendly's fault.
Oh,
It always
he's not
is.
there.
He's
Yeah,
not
you
here
can
to
blame
defend
him.
himself. But yeah, we actually
We
were running
wanted to
around
try
on
the handcuff feature.
yeah, was it two? We had two cars, didn't we?
Yeah,
we
two
had
police
Yeah,
cars.
groups in
two
the cars,
police
yeah.
cars.
Yeah, and we actually handcuffed two guys prior to finding Joanna, and our intention was to get a couple more and make them fight. We'd uncuff them, we would make them fight, and the winner would get some stuff. We came along by Joanna, and she did ask repeatedly, and I mean repeatedly, to leave her alone. We just kind of drove for 5 minutes right next to her, saying, no, just get in the car, get in the car. Finally, she put her hands up. Biggest mistake I think she's made. But then again,
Yeah.
I say that, but it led you to us.
Yeah, I know. And
even
that's
the
very
second
good.
time around.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, we couldn't get her out of the handcuffs, so we offered to just shoot her, put her out of her misery.
You
You know? No, she was in misery. She needed to be put out.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then
They were such good
Coffin
guys.
Shaker met her later
Yeah,
that
coffin
same
later,
evening.
yeah.
Yeah, to be honest, in times where Shades of Grey is kind of popular, handcuffing and hurting people is maybe the way to recruit new runners.
It worked. It
Yeah, it
worked.
did
Seems to work.
It's like Stockholm Syndrome. We already talked about that.
Yeah. She's like, yep, I need to stay with these guys. But she knew it was fun. I think she knew it was fun. Or a bit of fun. We didn't actually want to kill her, but then when we realised, oh shit, we can't get her out of the cuffs. Yeah.
Yeah,
I-
maybe I did.
can't think who shot her, but yeah, Coffin picked her up a bit later, told us that he had picked her up, and we were like, bring her to us. You have to do it.
Yeah, the video is hilarious.
No, but she's actually been a lot of fun since she's joined, and I
Yeah.
know with the Dragon Lake base, I don't think I've known too many people just go and farm scrap metal just non-stop.
Yeah, like a first priority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has been back and forth to that bridge, just from the base there all day. She's put a lot of effort in there, and now I feel really bad saying we're going to abandon that now. Well done for getting all the stuff, but yeah, we're going to abandon that. But obviously, you know,
But there's some left in there.
there
for
is
the-
some. Yeah,
For the next one.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you have to stop. You've got to keep going.
Yeah.
I need more. I need the shacks.
But we have your efforts now as a proof on record, so don't worry about
Yes.
Yeah.
that.
It's
No,
okay.
She's been very active. I think she enjoys going around killing people a bit too much. Yeah, with friendly.
That's influenced by friendly, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much. So, do you guys have any kind of, as a last topic now, any kind of feedback you want to give us here, especially for the community management, which is attending here with 4 people now at the moment? Any feedback, any ideas, any critics, any things we can do better, or things you want to see in the future? Then tell it now.
I got a little feedback. I had some problems a couple of times in the beginning with some players, and there's no problem now. It's nice to see that, for example, the Doom side and Ryan yourself is taking care of any argument or any confusing, what can you call it? Argument between players and handling out that. I love that. That's a good leadership, if you can call that.
Thank you very much. I think this should be clear that the community management is responsible for that, because let's say in a social community and a social game like H1Z1 is, there are often, let's say, people arguing with each other, about sometimes because they have a bad day or something went wrong or whatever. So the best thing is then that you have guys that can moderate, try to figure out what happened. Don't just go on one of those sides which are basically facing each other. So stay between and try to de-escalate the situation. I think this is the reason why we want to have more guys stepping up to the community management to just help us out there, because on some days it's a little bit too much. I had a week where I was basically 2 hours an evening doing those things, and not playing myself. And I think Doomside have the same problem. Dave was there nearly every time, even if he's not a H1Z1 player actively. But as more people joining up and taking over responsibility, like Gunham, Zegon, Friendly, as easier it gets for the community. Just now, as an answer, and thank you for your feedback there, Dexter. Okay, any other things you want to give us feedback or criticism? That's good. Everything's perfect. Okay, no, thank you very much everyone for the ironCast 7. We will try to upload this until next morning, and have fun the next days playing H1Z1 with us. Bring new people to our outfit, make them trial, make our community.
Oh, sorry, Ryan.
Oh,
I should have said something. I know you guys advertise on the H1Z1 forum. Have you guys actually advertised or placed yourselves on the H1Z1 clans directory?
No, I don't think so. Gunham, do you know something about that?
You mean on the forums from H1Z1?
No, the clan directory.
No, if you can post a link for it. We're on Reddit and H1 forum, but if you can post a link.
Yeah, any good information on it, can post on the forums.
Yeah, it actually
Any
doesn't have a
ideas?
forum. Basically, I don't think it has. I don't think they've added a forum yet. But a lot of the bigger groups, large groups, are placed there.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
I'll take a look. I'll take a look and have a word with Friendly.
Okay.
Ryan, how we should approach this site.
It's like a rankings thing, and they do post a lot in places like Twitter and Reddit and Facebook. major pages. So I just think it might bring in a few more members.
Okay, cool. Anything else to add?
No, sorry.
No problem. Okay, as I said, thank you very much. Have fun in the next days, and we see us on the next ironCast then. So see you in game on Teamspeak. Thank you. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.
Bye.
Good night.